What is up, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Today, I want to rant more about the Switch 2, and before I get started, I want to bring out nothing because I did not get the Switch 2. Yes, I did not buy it. I do not want it. I do not support it. And why? Well, number one, they're charging $80 for get video games now. But second of all, I just don't feel like it's a big upgrade from the Nintendo Switch to the Switch 2. I was expecting something a lot more beefier and powerful. And I know that you can run kind of some current games in 60 FPS, but it has the basically base performance of a PS4. A little bit more to a PS4 Pro, but still, it's just not up there. In 3 to 4 years, it's going to be obsolete because the power is not going to be there. A lot of the modern games are not going to be supported on that, and it's just going to be frustrating because it's going to be left in dust due to its performing power. So I just did not want to support this too because of how many upgrades and subscriptions and prices you just have to get into it. For example, if you want to play the demo that they have on the system, yeah, you have to pay $10. And I heard it's even more if you want to get every trophy and achievement in the game. Like you have to have a 4K TV, you have to use the controller, you basically have to use all the accessories because it unlocks different parts of the game, and you can't unlock that different part of the game if you don't have the current accessory, you know? So that's kind of greedy on their part. And then the whole idea with Mario Kart World, I saw a lot of reviews and gameplay about this. I heard it's kind of good free roam game, but the thing is they add some activities here and there between the different laps, the different events, different modes. So that's kind of cool. The maps are cool, but the thing is, what I've heard is that the graphics aren't amazing. They are a step up, but they're not like amazing like the PS2 to PS3 difference. And the thing is, I heard that it's not really a big upgrade, and it seems like the same game as Mario Kart. Sorry, car going by. Anyways, it seems like the same game as Mario Kart 8, and it's very, very interesting because it kind of develops the same gameplay. I know it's Mario Kart, kind of like how new Pokemon games feel the same like older Pokemon games. But the thing is that there's not much of a big difference. And that's kind of like why I'm not like super stoked about Mario Kart because it just seems like the same like Mario Kart 8, you know? But let's get to the main reason I do not support the Switch and why I do not like it whatsoever. And that is because I don't support the way they have digital and preservation of games. Basically, what I mean by that is that a lot of their games are what they call a key card, where they have some part of the game on the Switch, and then you have to download the rest of the game. The thing is, I don't like that. The thing is, this is why I buy limited run games. When I buy a Switch game, the full game is on this cart. I do not have to download a single update to play the full game on this. And that's what's frustrating about Nintendo and these new games is that they only have some of the game on the card itself, and then the rest of the game you have to download. And it's like, what's the point? If the servers go offline, let's say in 20 years, are you still going to be able to play Mario Kart World? Is there any players at all even? The thing is like, yeah, when I make a purchase, I want to own it forever. And so the idea of these games not even being fully complete on the cart is just stupid. And I don't like the idea they're handling this because they want people to not resell the games and just be fully engrossed in their ecosystem. They don't want people to like share games. Because they lose revenue every time they do that. They're showing their face of greed, and they don't want anyone to basically own these games forever. They want you to buy the next version, kind of like how Ubisoft did to the Crew 1 to the Crew 2. Crew 1 is gone. Well, too bad. You're going to buy the Crew 2, you're going to love it, and you're going to play it. Crew 1, well, too bad. It's gone. And that's what I don't like about Nintendo and why I don't support this system at all. It's because they don't, in terms of preservation-wise, they don't actually, like, uphold anything they say. And so, the other thing I'm frustrated about the Switch 2 Give me a second to think about the other reason. So I'm kind of heated right now, as you can tell. The other reason I don't like the Switch, gosh, what was the other reason? Give me a second. But anyways, I'll think about that in a second. My updates notification came on. I hate doing this right as I start my computer. But anyways, the next reason I do not like the Switch, gosh, I'm blanking on this reason. Anyway, let's keep talking about the games, because the games, in essence, it's not really fun because you don't have the full game. And so, therefore, if you're buying an $80 game, you're not going to own it forever. Especially for that price tag, you would think that you're going to own it forever, and therefore you're just going to keep on playing it and own it. But instead, they have the right to take down the servers. And okay, now I thought about that next point. My next point is that in their terms of agreement before the Switch even launched, they said that if anyone is using unlicensed software, hacks, jailbreaks it, whatever, it renders the system completely brickable and unusable. And what I mean by that is, when I'm guessing, I haven't seen any thing of it yet, is that it just, when you hack it, it basically renders the system useless and it just becomes a paperweight. And it's kind of interesting because it's like, well, I just spent $700 or $500 with accessory games, etc., and paid this much, and basically within the first year or two, or even later down the line, if they decide to catch you, they completely just brick your system and make it a paperweight. That is the one thing that scares me, and I'm never going to buy the Switch 2 because of this. Nintendo has full power over the Switch, over you do, and the thing is, you're renting the Switch 2. You're not buying it. You don't own anything. You're renting the system to play. It's a $500 rental. Now, in terms of how long, I don't know. They don't specify that, but it depends on you. It depends on your gameplay, what you say. Let's say they implement chat restrictions, and you get suspended 2-3 times, and then you finally get banned. Well, okay, there's a ban from the game, but the thing is, they might brick your system because online play is not really a thing. And so they can possibly brick your system and make it unusable, basically voiding that $500 plus purchase you just spent. And it's useless because it's like, well, what do I do now? There's nothing I can do. I can't play anything. They just suspended everything. And so I don't like the idea, because Nintendo basically owns you and owns this system because of what they have and implemented in terms of restrictions and technology. And the thing is, if we allow Nintendo to do this, every other company is going to do this in the future. Imagine, I don't know, just Microsoft, for example. Well, you put illegal technology on the computer. Well, we're just going to brick the entire system on your PC. It's never going to be used. All that money you just spent for a new gaming PC, well, it's gone. Yeah, it's never going to be used again. And other companies might do this in the future and restrict based on what they have. And it even comes to prices. Well, Microsoft and PlayStation can do the same thing. Oh, well, the new Forza game's coming out. Well, going to charge $100 for that. GTA, well, too bad, $100. Nintendo got away with it, so we can too. And that's the thing, when I saw with all these lines and all these people waiting for the system, I was really worried, because it basically showed that it doesn't matter if people complain on the internet or not. They don't watch the videos. The casual Nintendo gamers and streamers are still going to end up buying this, and it's still going to be a popular system. Even if I don't buy it, other people will, and it's still going to make tons of money. Now, again, do I have the system? No, I didn't buy it. And I stand by word, and I will continue to stand by my word and never get it, because of the practices they have. I am very mad at what they're doing, and I do not support it. And do I have to buy this system? Absolutely not. I have the free will to choose not to buy this system and play whatever games and backlog games I have. I mean, right now, do I have to play Mario Kart World? No. What I've been playing actually recently is Mario Kart 8, because it's basically the same game. Besides the free roam and kind of like some of the new upgrades, but it's like, it's the same driving, it's kind of like the same maps, it's the same style. and it's basically the same graphics, more or less. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm going to still play the games I have because I don't need to play the new games. I can wait for them. I don't need to buy them at $80. They can be on sale for $50 in 2 more years, and it'll still be the same game I played as it was 2 years ago, you know? And so that's the thing about the Switch 2 and why I just hate it, because you don't own the system. You don't own the games. You don't own anything they do. This is just a rental for many people. And I get it for families. It's still fun to play the new system, but the Switch, excuse me, the Switch 1 still has a lot of games and a lot of fun. Do you know how many total games that this Nintendo Switch has? It has thousands upon thousands. And it's crazy how many physical games they actually made and just have on the system. And there's a lot of fun to be had just by playing the old system and having fun with it. You don't need to buy this Switch 2. And I really hope people come around and say, well, it's not really a big deal. I spent $500 and it's just not worth it. Why? And I don't know. And it makes me frustrated. I'm not telling people not to buy it. I'm just saying that I'm not going to buy it. But it's frustrating to see people give money to Nintendo to allow them to continue on with these practices. Because if we allow them to do this, the gaming industry is dead already, as we know it. And basically that's why I support the older style gaming. And I still have a lot of games to play from the older generations. I never really played any of the PS2 and PS3 games. I only played a certain amount on the PS2, and I never really played any of them on the PS3. And I have a huge backlog of games I still need to finish. It's going to take me 20 plus years to finish all these games. Between Mass Effect, between Yakuza, and between all the GTA games, yeah, it's going to take me a long time to beat every single one of those games and complete all the series in general. And so I still have a long time to finish my whole backlog, and I don't need to buy Mario Kart World or even the Cyberpunk. I have a perfectly good PlayStation 4, PS5, and it can perfectly play the games there. I do not need to buy a Switch 2 and on the go. I barely play games on the go as it is, and that's just the way it is. So this is my whole rant about it, is that with the Switch 2, I don't like it and I don't support Nintendo at all. Just because they want everyone just never to own their games. They want people just to rent the system and just be happy with whatever they buy without even thinking about it. And so that's what just makes me mad. And I will never, and you'll take me on this up on this, is that I will never buy the Switch 2. It's just something I won't do. I'm perfectly fine with the Switch 1, and I'll keep playing the games I can, especially on the PS5 and whatever. But this is my rant. I have a lot more to talk about, but hopefully you guys understand. And that's just my gripe with Nintendo and why I just won't buy a Switch 2 right now. So hopefully you guys are doing well and just staying safe and happy and just having fun overall. And with lots of love and respect, you guys, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out and bye.